FireDancer's potential on Solana is really intriguing, isn't it? It's designed to supercharge throughput, but gets held back by network limits.
Yep, absolutely. It's kind of like you've got a Ferrari trapped in city traffic, right?
Exactly. It's like the car can go full speed on the open road, but on Solana, you're limited by the slowest client in the pack. It's a built-in bottleneck.
So, in a way, FireDancer is promising huge speed boosts, but finds it hard to truly shine because of the decentralization requirements.
Right on. Douglas Colkit, one of the developers, is testing a hybrid validator setup, FireDancer, on Fogo. And get this, Fogo is a Solana-compatible chain that's willing to sacrifice some decentralization to let FireDancer hit higher speeds.
Interesting. So FireDancer is like a middle ground, combining elements of Agave and
Yeah.
FireDancer. That way, you're getting some of FireDancer's performance without completely destabilizing the network.
Yeah, exactly. You see, Solana's network is built with a globally distributed validator set, which is great for security but imposes latency. And that's the pain point here, especially when high-frequency trading demands lightning-fast execution.
I get that. But doesn't this raise concerns? I mean, cutting back on decentralization might let you get speed, but you risk security, right?
Indeed, and that's where the debate heats up. Fogo intentionally limits the geographic distribution of validators to hit ultra-fast block times. It's a trade-off, a deliberate move to prioritize speed over global decentralization.
It's like you're trading off one of blockchain's core strengths for performance. Some might say that's a risky bet.
True, but think of it like a specialized racing track versus a public highway. For high-frequency trading, every millisecond counts. As Kevin Bowers mentioned, FireDancer can hit up to 1 million transactions per second in demo scenarios. But the key is that this speed only manifests in controlled settings.
Right? So on Solana proper, those limits cap the full potential of FireDancer. And then Colkit steps in with FireDancer on Fogo to really stress test what's possible. Right? Really strategic.
Yep, that setup minimizes network latency, so the system actually runs close to its maximal throughput. It's like grouping your racing cars together so there's less friction from other
Exactly,
traffic.
that makes sense. But wait, isn't there a risk that by reducing the geographical spread, the network loses some resilience or decentralization? How do we safeguard that?
That's a great point. The typical counterargument is that decentralization is key for censorship resistance and security. However, Colkit argues that Fogo isn't here to replace Solana entirely. It's more of an experimental approach to push the performance envelope.
So the idea is to test FireDancer's capability in an environment where network constraints, like those long-distance data transfers, are minimized. Sort of a proof of concept, right?
Yes, exactly. And it also exposes the broader tension in blockchain, speed versus decentralization. I mean, Vitalik Buterin's scalability trilemma really highlights this dilemma. You can have two of decentralization, security, and speed, but not all three.
That's a classic trade-off in blockchain design. Faster transactions, but then you might compromise on some security aspects or widen the centralization gap.
Right, and that's why even though FireDancer shows amazing speed, its true potential might only be unlocked in these specialized networks like Fogo, or even systems like Hyperliquid, which are optimized for high-frequency trading.
I see. It's really almost like the market is pushing for a new generation of blockchain infrastructure, where niche applications might not need full decentralization, but really need that speed.
Absolutely. It's the evolution of infrastructure. The current architecture of Solana, with its roughly 400 millisecond block time, is a compromise. It's efficient enough for many applications, but when you're performing high-stakes trading events, even that slight delay can cost a lot.
That makes sense. And I heard that Solana itself is working on a roadmap targeting millisecond level control by 2027, trying to bridge that gap.
Precisely. That's part of the push to bring blockchain tech closer to traditional finance standards. Solana acknowledges the limits of its current design and is actively experimenting to reduce latency further while preserving its network's core values.
So, in a nutshell, FireDancer is a revolutionary tool with massive potential, but its maximum performance can only be unleashed in environments designed specifically to overcome traditional network constraints.
Yep, that's it. If you look at it as a glimpse into the future, these experiments like FireDancer on Fogo might pave the way for ultra-fast transaction systems that don't necessarily need to put decentralization entirely on the back burner, just adjust it.
Interesting, but I must respectfully challenge one idea here. If too many projects start sacrificing decentralization, we might end up with ecosystem fragmentation. Could that hamper the overall growth of blockchain tech?
That's a valid criticism. There's definitely a balance to maintain. While cutting corners on decentralization can offer speed, it may create a more centralized system that is vulnerable to certain risks. But I think the approach is experimental, aimed at addressing specific use cases like high-frequency trading where speed is paramount.
And it also opens up ethical questions about applying the right infrastructure for the right application. Not every blockchain needs a Ferrari engine.
Right, exactly. It's all about tailoring the infrastructure to the task at hand. And then you have projects like Hyperliquid and Mega ETH promising near-instant transactions for emerging sectors. These innovations are redefining what performance means in a blockchain context.
And don't forget, the experiments done on networks like Fogo, which is expected to fully transition to FireDancer eventually, show a clear roadmap. Build, test, and evolve until you find that sweet spot.
Yep, that's the spirit of innovation in blockchain. You test the limits in controlled settings, learn from them, and then apply those lessons back to the main networks. It's iterative, and it's driven by both market demand and technical ingenuity.
So, as we look forward, do you think that this kind of experimental push will influence a broader shift in how blockchain networks are structured?
I believe so. It's like, this is evidence that speed-focused designs are gaining traction, particularly where microsecond differences can lead to huge financial gains. But there's always that trade-off with decentralization, so finding the right balance will be the key challenge moving forward.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating tug of war. And it reminds me of the early days of computing when speed was the top priority, and security or redundancy took a back seat until the technology matured.
Yeah, it's a similar evolution. The current experiments could very well define the next chapter in blockchain infrastructure, paving the way for specialized chains that fulfill niche, yet critical roles in the ecosystem.
Quite the evolution we're witnessing. It's exciting to see innovation pushing boundaries while still balancing on that fine line between performance and security.
Definitely. And it's a real testament to how adaptable blockchain technology is. Whether it's optimizing for ultra-low latency or refining decentralization, the industry is in a period of rapid transformation.
Absolutely. So here's to watching FireDancer and its kin push the envelope and perhaps shape the future of blockchain networks.
Exactly. It's an exciting time for blockchain technology. Thanks for the great discussion, and I look forward to seeing where these innovations take us next.